Bluegrass music is a music steeped in history. I'm talking about from the songs played, to the bands, to even the individual players. And so often the focus is on the greats. I'm talking about the flat-picking guitar greats. The Clarence Whites, the Tony Rices, the Norman Blakes, the Dan Crary's, amongst many other players. But today, I want to focus on the torchbearers of bluegrass flat-picking. Yes, the next generation, the young players that are out there freely roaming, melting face. I'm talking like the police could pretty much be after these players because they melt so much face they probably belong in prison. So today, I want to present to you my 10 torch-bearing bluegrass flat pickers. So let's kick things off with number 10. Now, I know this is a countdown, but let me say that their number order bears nothing on how they can play. This is just a way for me to organize my thoughts. So number 10, this is a young Winfield Flat-Picking Championship winner, and his name is Luke Lovejoy. Wow, what a phenomenal player. I want you to notice in this video clip I'm about to show you how he goes up the neck while he's playing Salt Creek with his buddy on mandolin. So here's Luke Lovejoy. Told me that upon winning the flat-picking championship at Winfield, he won the Collings guitar, which he promptly traded in for a Bourgeois. That might be true, that might be bluegrass rumor mill, but I'm pretty sure it's on the truer end of truth. Let that be as it may. Next up on my list, coming in at number 9, is another flat-picking champion, a young flat-picking champion, one who you may have seen demo guitars for low vintage instruments. Yes, I'm talking about Presley Barker, good friends of Wayne Henderson, formerly featured on the Acoustic Tuesday show. This is Presley playing the tune Billy in the Low Ground at a jam. Now, as you go through this particular tune with Presley, I want you to notice how he bends the strings, because it literally makes me go nuts every time he hits a bend. So here's Presley Barker. Those bends are just disgusting. They're absolutely disgusting. They make me just want to shout. And it's true, I actually do shout when I hear those bends. Next up on my list, number 8. This is a new flat picker to me, one I just discovered while preparing for this show, and I thought, this individual needs to be included. He won the Rocky Grass 2018 flat picking contest. His name is Jordy Halma. He is a Thompson Guitars artist, and he's gonna play Arkansas Traveler. This is actually footage from his contest, or from his participation in the contest. He's gonna play Arkansas Traveler, and you need to listen to the walking bass line he throws in while flat picking. It's completely mind-blowing. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. So without further ado, here is Jordy Halma. Replayed that clip probably a good 20 times to figure out what the hell was actually happening at that moment. At first I was like, wait, is that a goof up? And then I listened to the entire run and I was like, whoa, I was like on the edge of my seat wondering where it was going to go. So it's no doubt that he won that year's flat picking contest at Rocky Grass. Now, number 7 coming in. This is a formerly featured Acoustic Tuesday artist. Actually, he was featured as part of another band, Frank Sullivan and Dirty Kitchen, back on Acoustic Tuesday episode 95. This is Chris Luquette. Now, Chris Luquette is actually also a Thompson Guitars artist, and I have to say, of all the songs I've seen Chris play solo, he takes the B section of any fiddle tune and completely makes magic happen. And here's a great example of him playing Big Sandy River with band, and he takes the B section basically into outer space and back. Okay, that was Chris Luquette, featured way back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 95, as a part of the band Frank Sullivan and Dirty Kitchen. Now, I want to keep burning down this 10 flat-picking guitarists that are bearing the Bluegrass torch, but we've got other important items of business to get to because this is Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 100. So for those of you taking notes, let me just give you a quick recap of numbers 10 through 7. We've got Luke Lovejoy, Presley Barker, Jordy Halma, and Chris Luquette. Of course, we'll continue on this countdown a little bit later, but first, let's take a sneak peek backwards into what happened last week on Acoustic Tuesday. You got to crack the alternate tuning code, you listened to bluesman Roy Bookbinder, and we took an in-depth look at the Taylor Grand Pacific models. This week on Acoustic Tuesday, we're going to have a Guitarsenal extravaganza. We're going to continue on our top 10 torch-bearing flat pickers list. We're going to look at the Fishman Tone Deck, DI, and effects unit. Way cool. I cannot wait for you to see it. And, of course, we're going to be celebrating Acoustic Tuesday episode number 100. And I have a very special message for you in regards to that a little bit later in the show. But that's all coming up right after this. I'm Tony Polecastro, and this is the Acoustic Tuesday Show. Guitar geeks, unite. Welcome to Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 100. It's official. We've reached triple digits. This is the show where you're going to learn about acoustic guitar gear, discover acoustic artists, and get inspired to live your very best acoustic life. As with all episodes of Acoustic Tuesday, including episode 100, I'm going to give you my Guitar Geek list rundown for the week, and I'm super excited to dig in this week. But first, important item of business number 1, Guitar Geek trivia. And I think you'll find this question pretty apropos. What date did the very first Acoustic Tuesday episode air? Was it A, January 1st, 2016, B, December 12th, 2017, C, April 14th, 2017, or D, August 29th, 2017? Go ahead and ponder that, and at the end of the show, I'll be sure to give you the answer. Now, before we dive into the rest of Acoustic Tuesday, I do want you to know that Acoustic Tuesday is brought to you by Tony's Acoustic Challenge. Are you tired of playing the same handful of things over and over? With Tony's Acoustic Challenge, you'll have more fun with your guitar while getting better in the process. This is done with an innovative method I call dynamic guitar learning. Log in every day to find a super fun 10-minute guitar challenge that rotates between the 5 essential categories of guitar improvement. Here's a recent 5-star review from Kevin W. I'm a 54-year-old male and I'm a total beginner. Having Tony's Acoustic Challenge daily practice sessions has elevated my playing in only a few weeks. It's very easy to follow and the weekly video chats are entertaining and informative. And to see people's videos and how they are improving is awesome. I would recommend your program highly. Thank you, Tony. You make it feel like a one-on-one personal lesson. To see why Tony's Acoustic Challenge has a 4.9-star rating from over 574 reviews, visit guitarchallenge.com or click on the link in the description below. Now, I am excited to dig into episode number 100. It's a very celebratory atmosphere here at the studio, and no, I'm not alone. Joining me in celebration during Acoustic Tuesday episode number 100 is none other than Sir Noah Jacob Heckman Jr. the First. Noah, happy good morning to you, and happy episode 100.
Tony, happy 100.
I am so excited today. You know, it's been a long time since we've done this, but I think the occasion is right.
What are we doing?
Well, you know, there's barrels of bourbon and scotch located all over Acoustic Live Studios, so I figured we'd take a bottle each and just drink it throughout the show.
Okay.
Not a full bottle. Can I explain my bottle real quick? This one has a very guitar geek backstory.
Yes.
So we did a very special memorial episode for Preston Thompson as he did pass away, and the folks at the Thompson Guitar Shop were so kind, and they sent to Acoustic Live Studios a bottle of bourbon as a thank you, and it happens to be distilled in Sisters, Oregon. This is one of the best local distilleries I've ever experienced. This is Broken Top Bourbon Whiskey, and it's by the Cascade Street Distillery. It's delicious and one of my favorites. So in honor of episode 100, big thanks to Thompson Guitar folks, I'm going to go ahead and pour myself a glass. Now, as I pour a glass, I'm looking at the glass you chose for me, Noah, since you selected the glasses.
Yeah.
It says, "Then I got hooked on scotch. And if you get hooked on scotch, then everything else just tastes wrong." So I think this was a mix-up. This is actually your glass.
Yeah, happy 100th.
Yeah, thanks, bud. What do you,
well,
speaking of, so I need to know what you're drinking, but I want to know your thoughts on episode 100.
Do I have a lot of them. Not really. I'm super grateful, to be honest with you. I think we've talked many times over the past week leading up to this episode, just really how grateful we are. Just for the opportunity to not only do this and create a place for like-minded guitar geeks and just all-around good people to hang out and geek out together, but just being grateful that we have all the viewers that we do have and the support from them. And Tony, I'm even grateful for you.
Well, gosh, no, I'm grateful for you as well, and our viewers at home. Without you all, this show would not be possible. So, cheers to you all at home. Now, Noah, what are you cheersing with?
Yeah, let me tell you. So you teased last week. We teased many things last week, and I think scotch was mentioned, and rum was mentioned, and I'm actually feeling the rum today.
Oh,
and
okay.
So as you shared from the mailbag, we got some Hawaiian rum.
Yeah, from Ken.
Yes. Distilled from native Hawaiian sugar cane. So I'm going the rum route today.
All right.
I'm feeling rummy.
Well, I'm feeling bourbony.
Cheers to you, and cheers to
Cheers.
all Acoustic Tuesday viewers, future, past, and present.
Now, Noah, I've got wow. We got to keep going down this list of torch-bearing flatpickers.
I know you do.
I'm excited now. Can you shed a little bit of light on where your excitement comes from within this list of flatpickers?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because a couple weeks ago, I won't say any names yet because it's a reveal, but a couple weeks ago it occurred to me that I have a man crush on a particular player, and I couldn't be more stoked that he's in your list.
That's a good clue. It's a male flatpicker that Noah has a man crush on.
Yes.
Speaking of that list, Noah,
Yes.
should we do the next segment?
I'm ready.
Numbers 6, 5, and 4. I'm excited to reveal to you the next segment of the torch-bearing flatpickers that I have chosen. Again, these are in no special order. These are just individuals who I think are doing a fantastic job of carrying forward the tradition of bluegrass, but also putting their own spin on it. We can call this segment the Formidable Females of Bluegrass Guitar. Is that safe?
That's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. So coming in at number 6, these are new flatpickers to me, but holy smokes, you know the little emoji, the mind-blown emoji? That's exactly what I looked like when I discovered these two, Chelsea and Grace Constable. I want you to notice, they're gonna play the tune Big Ma here. I want you to notice the precision that they pick with, but also the speed that they're able to maintain. So here's Chelsea and Grace Constable. Now, let me just say this. Watching them I was amazed at their speed. I was amazed at their precision, but also the seeming lack of effort. It's like they could close their eyes. It's like they could read a book and just be like, and wouldn't even matter. Really fine example of just really focused and conscious technique, or maybe unconscious technique. Maybe that's a better statement. Next up, number 5. This is an artist who I have a personal connection with because I actually own one of her old guitars. I'm very grateful for that and excited about that. Back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 45, we featured this artist, and this artist is Courtney Hartman, formerly of the band Della Mae, just released a new solo album that is stunningly amazing. It is, of course, Courtney Hartman. Now, her new album is named Ready Reckoner, and I believe it's available right now. I pre-ordered it, and it is on its way. But I believe it is available right now, so please do yourself a favor and order it. And if you've never heard of Courtney Hartman, here she is singing a classic Norman Blake tune that was featured on Blake and Rice album, classic bluegrass album, entitled Ridge Road Gravel. So that was Courtney Hartman singing Ridge Road Gravel and playing the Bourgeois Tony Rice commemorative guitar, large sound hole dread, just a beautiful guitar, and one of the finest examples of a solo performance, and combining that with flat picking in such a way that she actually carries the melody through, but there's no spaces. Usually with flat picking, it's a lot of single note stuff, but she incorporates a lot of chords and things like that, and it just sounds full and complete. So great job, Courtney, and I'm so happy that you're on this list. Speaking of the list, next up, number 4, featured way back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode 39, but really not just featured there. I think this artist, she's been featured on nearly 20 plus episodes of Acoustic Tuesday. Noah, would you find that to be accurate?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We might as well just say that between mentions alone, possibly upwards of 75-80%.
This is an artist who literally, when faced with the opportunity to speak with her, I completely shut down in a big fanboy way. But I am very delighted to, if you have not heard of her yet, you will certainly right now, or if you watch any other Acoustic Tuesday episode. Let me introduce to you, coming in at number 4, Molly Tuttle. Now here she is playing with none other than Tommy Emmanuel, and she's playing the White Freightliner Blues. Now, I thought it'd be fun that we go back and total every single time Molly Tuttle was mentioned on the Acoustic Tuesday show and have a shot for each of those times. However, I'm pretty sure the show would not continue if that was the case. So I'll just do one quick cheers to Molly Tuttle.
I'll cheers to Molly Tuttle and also say that, if we combined all those clips and mentions together, it could be its own special-sode.
I agree. Yeah. The honorary Molly Tuttle episode. Anyways, moving on. Let me dig back in the books a little bit. Way back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 97, we talked about some outdoor survival tips for your acoustic guitar, and I just wanted to pull some comments from that particular show. First one up from Brian S. He said, "Great camping tips. Yikes. Carbon fiber guitars are looking better and better." So thanks for watching, Brian, and we certainly appreciate that comment. Next up is a small win shared by Russ H. And this one is actually a really great tip, so I had to share it on today's episode. He says, "Small win, actually a little long. I walk a 5K every day at lunch, and about 2 months ago, I started to practice counting as I walked. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. You get it, all the way up to 12 bars. Then I started using the metronome app in the phone to keep the pace. Well, the win in all this is now when I play 12-bar blues, it just flows, baby. The beat and time is embedded in the brain now, which is so cool. And I wanted to share this. First of all, congrats on the small win. Second of all, that's a great way to get counting under your belt. I know it seems funny, but it's so often you get an instrument in your hands and to count and play seems a little odd. Well, doing this allows it to become an unconscious skill. So thank you very much, Russ. And again, congratulations on that small win. And then lastly, well, not quite lastly, I've got a couple more comments that I'll read later, and a great question, actually, that could save your guitar. Vic G says, "Ayo," from San Bruno, California. "I'm not sure if my timing is right, but I'm assuming you might be filming episode 100 right about now. Just want to say congratulations on episode 100 from the Bay Area Tack Jam Group, Bay Shredders Brigade. Nice job, Tony and Noah. May you have continued success in all things acoustic." Well, thank you, Vic, and we indeed, well, as it would be, we are filming episode 100. So your timing is perfect.
I was just thinking about that.
So cheers, Vic.
Cheers, Vic. And yes, it's like we are filming episode 100 right now. And I couldn't help but think, remember that scene in Spaceballs where they're going through the footage, the security camera footage, and they end up stopping like right in the moment that they're in? Or they put in the movie and they're watching the movie and they fast forward to the moment where they are and it's all exactly the same? That's what I'm thinking about.
I've never seen Spaceballs. I'm sorry.
Not surprised? Okay. Thanks,
I'm
Vic.
sorry. Well, I appreciate everybody who, of course, leaves comments on the Acoustic Tuesday episode. And right now, I would love for you to please leave a comment because I want to know how the show is going for you. Please, when you're leaving a comment, also include where you're tuning in from because it's so cool to see how far and wide and where guitar geeks unite from. Now, while you're leaving that comment, it's very important you ask yourself the question, have I subscribed to the Acoustic Life YouTube channel? Because if you haven't, it's really easy and I want you to do it right now. Click that red subscribe button. Don't forget to click that gray notification bell. That'll give you a notification of each and every new video that gets released on this channel. And one last very important thing, it's a small thing that you can do right now that will help the show out significantly. Please like this episode on YouTube. Why? Well, number one, we hope you like the show and expressing your love for the show comes in the form of likes on YouTube. But two, it also helps other guitar geeks find the show because the more likes an individual episode has, the more it gets shared by the different YouTube robots and things and gets put in front of other guitar geeks. So just by liking the show, you're actually helping more and more guitar geeks unite and discover Acoustic Tuesday. So please, please do that. And next up, oh, this is exciting. This actually almost crosses over into the mailbag a little bit. But we're not quite at the mailbag yet. There's actually a cool arrival that I can't wait to share with you. But this did come in the mailbag, and it's a cool arrival as well. It's the Fishman Tone Deck. This is a DI and effects unit all wrapped up into one. It is one of the most brilliantly designed pieces of gear that I've ever seen. Now, I'll share with you my personal thoughts on it here in a second, but first, just so you can get an up-close and personal look at this, I wanted to share with you just a snippet of the Fishman promo video so you can actually see it and kind of understand what I'm talking about when I talk about it. So here that is. So there's a quick sample of the Fishman Tone Deck and what it's capable of, but I wanted to share with you my experience of the Fishman Tone Deck. So please come with me to my guitar den. I'll invite you in, it's okay. It's actually a really fun place. And I want to share with you my thoughts and opinions of the Fishman Tone Deck. I was just getting ready for bed and I thought to myself, I need to check the mailbox. Fishman was gonna send me something to try out, so let's go see if it's here. Fishman was supposed to send me the Tone Deck, which is kind of a combination, we can call it a preamp and a DI and an effects unit. Essentially, it bundles all of that stuff into one convenient pedal so you don't have to bring an entire pedal board and everything's tailored for acoustic guitars. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. The Tone Deck has arrived. All right, let's dig in. We've got the instruction manual. Let's get it out of the bag and get going. Holy smokes. The Tone Deck is divvied up into 3 distinct areas. You have reverb and delay on the left, and then your chorus, tremolo, flanger in the center, and then your acoustic DI all the way on the right with compressor, master volume, 3-band EQ, and switchable low-cut filter, plus that boost switch, which is a huge help. Speaking of the boost, on the right-hand side, you have your input trim, and boost volume, and then on the left-hand side, you've got your 9-volt adapter input, XLR output, pre and post switch, which allows you to turn on and off effects depending on what you want to send, and then an amp output. So let's plug this baby in. Let's start with just the plain signal from my Martin HD35 equipped with a K&K Pure Western Mini pickup. Now let's try out the same guitar with some reverb. My favorite setting on the Tone Deck is Reverb 2. Now I'm going to switch to delay. Moving on down the line, let's throw some chorus in the mix. Never thought I'd use flanger on an acoustic guitar, but let's give it a shot. I'm sorry, did you say tremolo? All in all, I have to say, using the Tone Deck is about as pleasing as sitting outside on a nice summer night. Seriously, this thing is super versatile. If you're looking for something for gigs, if you play in a bunch of different scenarios, if you want to try a bunch of different effects, but you don't really want to commit to a bunch of different pedals, this is a great solution. Plus, I gotta add, just the DI portion alone is stellar. I think it's an added bonus that you get these awesome effects. And I have to say, I was pretty surprised about the effects. First of all, I absolutely love the reverb and I love the delay. Bar none, they sound amazing, they're easy to use, they don't have a bunch of parameters, and they're just super simple and fun. Secondly, I was surprised by the chorus, tremolo, and flanger. At first I thought, am I ever going to use these things? And if I do, what the hell am I going to use them on? But after some experimentation, say roughly 2 to 3 hours of playing, I actually found them to be incredibly useful in the right situations. A lot of palm muting, a lot of really fun stuff, and even slow strums for the tremolo. All in all, I give the Tone Deck by Fishman 3 cheers. And seriously, if you're looking for a pedal that kind of does it all and does it all well, this is a great option, so I definitely want you to consider it. And I've tried a bunch of different ones. I'm not saying this is the best one ever, but I'm saying it's damn good and it's worth your consideration. All right, I hope you dug that. Now, to learn more about the Fishman Tone Deck, please visit acousticlife.tv/AT100. You can see additional videos on it. There's also links to the website, so you can check out all the detailed specs, as well as purchase links that are Amazon affiliate links. In fact, all the links on acousticlife.tv are Amazon affiliate links, which means we get a percentage of the sales generated from those links. Now, because we are guitar geeks, we take that percentage that goes to us, we pass all of it on directly to Guitars for Vets as a donation on behalf of all the guitar geeks that watch Acoustic Tuesday. So just by using that acousticlife.tv website to purchase things, you're actually donating to Guitars for Vets, which is a win-win-win-win. It's all sorts of wins. All small wins, all big wins, all the time. All right. Moving on, I want to dig into the mailbag, and of course I have your trivia answer and a special little segment that I prepared for you with a special message. In fact, actually it's quite a serious message and a heartwarming one that I really want you to check out. But first, I've got a couple more comments that I want to share with you, again, left on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 97. This comment comes from Ron One and Done, which, yeah. He says, "Hey, Tony and Noah, just got to tour Preston Thompson's shop in Sisters, Oregon while visiting family. Amazing craftsmanship, tone woods, and really nice people. I foresee one of their guitars in my future." I am so excited for you, Ron. First, that you got to tour the shop and meet some of the folks there. All of my interactions with the folks at Preston Thompson Guitars has been they've been amazing. Really wonderful people that love what they do. And second, the fact that one of their guitars is in your future is something that, well, we're going to hold you to here on Acoustic Tuesday. So when that Thompson guitar does arrive, make sure to submit your Guitarsenal pick. Even if you've done it already, just go ahead and submit it again with the Thompson guitar in there. We'd surely appreciate it, as would the folks at Thompson Guitars. And one more question from Acoustic Tuesday, episode 97, from Michael L. He says, "Have you guys ever heard of a truss rod being stripped and needing to be replaced?" The answer is yes. And while this may sound like a scary situation, it actually does have a remedy. There's two routes you can go. The first is get your truss rod replaced, which by no means is an easy task, and I would recommend going to a very experienced luthier to do so, but it is fixable, so that is good news. I'm not going to even name prices because I'm sure it ranges. I will say that it's probably not inexpensive. It's a fairly expensive fix. And also, StuMac sells, I believe they still sell it, a truss rod rescue kit, which allows you to actually rethread the truss rod, which allows you to not have to disassemble the neck, pull off the fingerboard, etc., and replace the truss rod. It allows you to rethread that truss rod so that it can be usable again, which goes to the big point here. When you're adjusting your truss rod, just make sure to do so 1/4 turn at a time. And if you feel any friction or it's getting tighter, chances are it might be bottomed out. So don't keep going because you could strip the threads. Great question, Michael L. And ultimately, I want you to just wipe the sweat from your brow and say, hey, this is okay because it's fixable. And again, I want to encourage you to leave comments on the episode. If you have questions, if you have small wins, if you have you're a guitar geek one, please leave those below. I look forward to reading them and, of course, featuring the ones that I can on a future episode. Speaking of features, Noah, I'm excited about this next thing.
What? Oh.
I'm excited about this next thing. I'm at a crossroads right now. I could dive into the mailbag. I could dive into the trivia answer. No, I'm not going to do those things. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while.
Okay.
I'm going to feature some Guitarsenals. Now, Noah, and to you viewers out there, I've been hoarding the Guitarsenal pictures because I'm trying to see some themes develop, and I thought, how cool would it be to present Guitarsenals with an actual theme? And lo and behold, Acoustic Tuesday viewers, as always, rise to the occasion. In fact, the theme for today, well, I think you'll see what it is by the time we get to the end, but if not, I'll make sure to wrap it up in a nice tight little bow for you. So the first Guitarsenal that I have for you, I got so many papers today. The first Guitarsenal that I have for you comes from Neville Island, Pennsylvania, from Howard M. And he says, "This is my grandson and I with Guitarsenal shirts. He has a Taylor and Alvarez in his future, and others as soon as I can buy them." So pictured is a Taylor Academy 12E and an Alvarez DY70. Now, his grandson's instruments weren't named, but Noah and I put our heads together. Noah's got 6 kids, I've got 1 child, and we think we got the characters on the ukes nailed. We think it's a Rescue Pets uke. I thought it was Rescue Friends, but Noah reminded me it was Rescue Pets, and a Thomas the Tank Engine. Or Thomas the Train? Thomas the Tank Engine, is that right?
Yeah, it's okay. So officially it's like Thomas and Friends.
Oh, okay.
But he is Thomas
the Tank Engine.
the Tank, yeah.
Okay. Both of those featured on a ukulele, so we appreciate that, Howard M. Thank you for sharing your Guitarsenal with us and a little bit of the fam jam action. Next, we've got a Guitarsenal that, this contains 2 pictures, 2 very important pictures. And before I introduce, well, let me introduce it and then I'll describe the 2 pictures. This is from Logan Lovejoy and Grampy, also known as Brian L. And they are from Mashpee, Massachusetts. Now, I want you to look at these 2 pictures. One of them is clearly during the Stanley Cup Finals, and the next one is clearly after the Stanley Cup Finals, after the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup. I'll let you be the judge on which one's which, but let me go on to what Brian wrote here. He says, "This is me and my grandson Logan a future guitar geek, holding my Andrew White Freya 142 and Alvarez AJ60 SC. He has been taking lessons and surprised me by playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, calling out the notes as he played. He was really impressed when I showed him me and my Guitarsenal on episode 79 on Acoustic Tuesday. And we decided to have him wear my Guitarsenal t-shirt and send in this picture of us and had me promise to call him if it was on a future episode. It brings me great pleasure to share my passion with him. Thanks guys for making Tuesdays the highlight of my week. Sincerely, Brian L. Well, Logan, you've been featured. So no longer are you a future guitar geek. You have arrived. You are a guitar geek, and I want you to rock Mary Had a Little Lamb as loudly and as much as you can, because that's awesome. I'm so pumped you're playing guitar, and even better that you're playing guitar with your Gramps. That is so cool. So keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Brian and Logan. We certainly appreciate it, and better luck next year to the Boston Bruins. Sorry about that. I had to stick that in there. Also, I want to say that there's a picture of the Stanley Cup on your wall. If I saw that correctly, so clearly a hockey geek and a guitar geek. That's a great combination. Next Guitarsenal comes from Ron W. and Gemma from Las Cruces, New Mexico. He says, this is a pic of myself, Ron, and my granddaughter Gemma with our combined Guitarsenal. We're both guitar geeks, #FamJam. Here's the list from left to right. My Hondo 2 H130A, this is my father's folk style guitar that I inherited. Gemma is holding her Luna Aurora. Gemma's ADM JC511NR. Gemma's Waterman Kala uke. My Global Mustang that a friend found destroyed lying in the middle of the road. Someone just tossed it, grr. I'm currently restoring it just because I hate to see a guitar discarded in such a terrible manner. Parentheses, frown of doom. My Waterman Kala uke, my Austin AU506 Dreadnought. I'm holding my newest addition, my hollow body electric Washburn J3. Yes, it's a Washburn, just like me. On the floor behind me is my Silvertone 3S practice amp, where we're in my combination office, library, amateur radio shack / music den. What you can't see in the pic is my amateur radio equipment, vintage Fisher record player and receiver, the large bookshelf, and our portable music stand. We spend a lot of time in that room. Guitar geeks unite. So I want to thank you, Ron, for sharing your Guitarsenal with us, and of course, including your granddaughter, Gemma. Last up, continuing the theme, is Chuck H. from Springfield, Virginia. And you might say, wait a minute, I think this breaks the theme. I promise you it doesn't. In fact, I'll shed a little bit of light on that here in a second. Chuck says, hi, Tony. After 2.5 years, my Guitarsenal is complete. Well, until the next time. Each guitar has a story, and I will leave that until we can sit with a bourbon or two. Thanks to you and Tack for enriching my life with music and friendship. Without further ado, on the wall from left to right, a Taylor 214 CE Deluxe installed a Tonewood amp. It sounds awesome. This is my travel guitar and goes everywhere, including twice to the Acoustic Life Festival. Next, an Aria 12-string from 1973, my second guitar when I started to learn, has a spruce top and rosewood back and sides. Next, an Aria 1973 Fishman pickup installed. That is Chuck's very first guitar. Very cool that you still have that. Next, a Michael Kelly Forte exotic top, a Martin HD35, a Fender Strat, a Martin 0015E Retro, an Epiphone Mayfair banjo. And on the floor stands, we've got a National Style N German silver, an Emerald an Emerald baritone. Wow. An Emerald Baritone Koa top, carbon fiber back and sides. Front and center. You should recognize this one. It's a Santa Cruz Vintage Southerner that he won at the Acoustic Life Festival 2019. Thanks for supporting Guitars for Vets. I'm a vet myself, and I know the good that this program is doing. More on that guitar and the whole story behind it here in a sec. Next, a Bourgeois Custom OM with Italian spruce top, mahogany back and sides, called the Bearded Hog. Yes, this once belonged to Acoustic Tuesday show correspondent Matt Cholka from Eddie's Guitars. That was his personal guitar. And last but certainly not least, a Husson Dalton Custom OM Sinker Redwood top and Cocobolo back and sides. Needless to say, I am a fortunate and happy man. Most of these were gifts from my bride of 35 years. Oh, and not to forget, a lucky man for winning the Santa Cruz. I love every one of them and don't see ever parting with a single one. Happy picking, Chuck H. Now, first of all, let me describe the I'll get to the theme. I know you're thinking, okay, the first picture was a fam jam, second picture was a fam jam, third picture was a fam jam, and then this guy Chuck shows up and there's no fam jam. What's the deal, Tone? Are you going crazy? The answer is no, but first, let me tell you the story of the Santa Cruz. So during the Acoustic Live Festival 2019, Santa Cruz Guitar Company was such a gracious sponsor. They donated a brand new Santa Cruz Vintage Southerner for us to raffle off, and all the proceeds were gonna go to Guitars for Vets. During the Acoustic Live Festival alone, this year, 2019, the Tony's Acoustic Challenge community raised $11,100 just in 2 days of fundraising, and Chuck H actually got the winning ticket, the winning raffle ticket. And we're so happy that Chuck has that. Chuck is a veteran and he loves the Guitars for Vets program, and we're just so happy that all the stars aligned and that his guitarsenal is now complete. In fact, he told me after he won that guitar, he said, now I'm gonna send you my guitarsenal picture, I promise. So he did, so thank you, Chuck. Now on to this theme. Yeah, I know you think I'm crazy, and that's okay. You still might after I say this theme, but let me tell you, you, viewers, are a part of something incredibly special. We are like a big Guitar Geek family. And although Chuck H did not have a member of his family physically in that picture, he's a part of the Guitar Geek family. Everybody that's ever submitted a guitarsenal picture is part of this Guitar Geek family. Everybody that watches Acoustic Tuesday is part of this Guitar Geek family. And I just want to thank you for making this Guitar Geek family something I am so incredibly proud of, and something that you should be so incredibly proud of being a part of as well. It's because of you that the Acoustic Tuesday show exists. It's because of you that the Acoustic Tuesday show reached episode 50, and now it's at episode 100. And it's because of you that Acoustic Tuesday is going to go on for many, many more episodes and going to continue to impact new guitar geeks, unite old guitar geeks, and help people get in touch with that passion for guitar that they may have let go a while ago or that they may be just discovering. So you are a part of something incredibly important, and I just want to thank you. I want to thank you on Noah's behalf, on my behalf, for making this what it is. This is such a tightly knit community, and you never would realize that until you start talking to other guitar geeks and you think, oh my gosh, that person watches Acoustic Tuesday. And that person submitted a guitarsenal to Acoustic Tuesday. And that person just watched their first episode of Acoustic Tuesday and now they're hooked. It's all because of you, and I just want to thank you in a very deep, heartfelt manner that you make Acoustic Tuesday what it is. So with that, thank you so much. Cheers to you all. This isn't even a closing thought. I feel like this is one of those closing thoughts, Noah. Like like Jerry Springer?
Yeah, like Deep Thoughts with Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's true, man. I just, when Acoustic Tuesday started way back on episode 1 that aired on that one date that I asked you about in the trivia question, I had no idea it was going to be this. Noah, you didn't have an idea. None of us knew. We're just like, let's try a show. It sounds fun. We're dorks. We're guitar geeks. Let's just spread our guitar geekiness. And lo and behold, one by one, people started watching it. And now the Acoustic Life YouTube channel has is it 230 subscribers? Or 230,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
Or something crazy that?
We're somewhere around that.
And that's all thanks to you. You all share the show, you tell your buddies about it, and you come here every Tuesday to watch this. So I just want to thank you. I said it once and I'll say it a million times. If it weren't for you, the show wouldn't exist. So we appreciate your comments, your feedback, the likes, the subscribes, all that stuff. Bottom line, we just appreciate you gathering every Tuesday and uniting with us in a very guitar geek fashion.
So our viewers are kind of like torchbearers of not only for future Acoustic Tuesday viewers, but for guitar geekdom all over the world.
I mean, it's a heavy responsibility. Once you start watching the Acoustic Tuesday show, you have the obligation to pay it forward and share that Acoustic Tuesday show with the next generation of guitar geeks.
And speaking of torchbearers,
yes,
are we getting closer?
Are you trying to pull me back into the show, Noah?
Are we getting closer to my man crush reveal?
Yes. I just had to check my notes. I do want to visit the mailbag really quick.
Okay.
And I want to mention one thing about the guitarsenal shirts and quite possibly the hockey jerseys, but just give me, I'll share that in a second. The mailbag. Okay, well, obviously the tone deck came in, and I'm going to share that. We've already talked about that. I'm getting backwards because the bourbon is kicking in. Mm-hmm. The next thing that arrived in the mailbag was a nice letter from Beard Guitars. Really nice, a nice paper and everything. 100% royal cotton paper, and hand signed by all. Yeah, seriously, if you hold it to the light, it says 100% royal cotton.
Royal cotton paper.
Yeah.
Is that like from the UK?
I don't know. No, they're from Maryland. So all hand signed by every member in the shop, and he said, Tony, thanks so much for being a Beard fan. I mean, in more ways than one. We enjoyed the bourbon. I sent him a bottle of Bib and Tucker because I just appreciate them. And hope you enjoy checking out the sidecar. Best, Paul and the Beard team. So they sent me to check out, for future review on Acoustic Tuesday,
my new guitar.
A brand new Beard Decophonic sidecar. And this thing is awesome. In fact, Noah was playing it earlier today, and he said, I think you should buy me this as a present. That's exactly what he said. But I'll be sharing more details on this in a future Acoustic Tuesday episode. In fact, I'll do a full-blown review of it. It's exciting. In fact, let me just say this. If you like the Waterloo guitars by Collings, make sure you consider this. And I'm saying this without you even hearing it. These things are freaking awesome. I'll leave it at that, and then you'll see it on another episode of Acoustic Tuesday. What else was I going to do, Noah? Oh, the shirts. Please, okay. please. I wanted to mention, because we feature Guitar Snills again, it made me think of, I forgot, we're still selling Guitar Snil shirts. You'll see a link right beneath this Acoustic Tuesday episode here on YouTube. And those Guitar Snil shirts are really important, because that's what allows you to get your Guitar Snil featured if you choose to submit a photograph. So step number 1, get yourself a Guitar Snil shirt. There's a link right beneath this episode. Step number 2, put that Guitar Snil shirt on, take a picture amongst all of your guitars. And step number 3, submit that picture at acousticlife.tv. When you go to that website, you'll see a submit link in the top menu. Click on that. You can upload your picture, describe it, and you'll be featured on an upcoming episode of Acoustic Tuesday. No, I think I checked off all the boxes. I'm ready to dig into the final segment of the torch-bearing Bluegrass Flatpickers.
I'm ready.
Okay. Is this next one Noah's man crush? I don't know. He'll have to verify. But this person was featured on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 76. And I actually ran into this individual at a festival. This was Rocky Grass some 6 or 7 years ago now. He was competing and melting face, as he does. And now he's in Ricky Skaggs' band, Kentucky Thunder. Yes, he is the guitar player in Kentucky Thunder. Yes, I'm talking about Jake Workman. Again, featured back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 76. And here he is just flat picking his face off and doing so in such a delicate fashion. So that was Jake Workman. Of course, you can catch him with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder. He also posts tons of videos with their banjo player, Russ Carson. Strongly recommend checking those out on YouTube as well. Now, remember, if you're not taking notes, don't worry. You can get all of these at acousticlife.tv/AT100. You'll be able to see all 10 of these torch-bearing flat pickers. But I haven't revealed 10 yet. There's 2 more spots left.
Correct.
I wonder if there are any guesses.
It almost makes me think we should have made like who my man crush is as the trivia today.
Oh, I like that. Well, coming up on number 2. Now, wait, was Jake your man crush?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. No. So we'll keep going on down the line here. Back on Acoustic Tuesday, wow, this is really digging back. Back on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 22, we featured a young flat picker who literally is responsible for taking an audience and turning them into skeletons. He melts the entire audience. The guy he escapes into this dimension where he flat picks. I don't even know where he goes, but he clearly is not of this realm. He's of another place. One of the nicest people I've ever heard interviewed, somebody who's really in touch with how music makes him feel as well as the audience. I'd love to introduce you in the number 2 spot, Billy Strings. Now, here's the funny thing. This video that I'm about to share with you was shot maybe 40 miles from Bozeman here, over at Pine Creek Lodge, down south of Livingston. Here's him and the band playing This Heart of Mine.
That's take.
All right. Billy Strings continues to floor me with his playing, and I'm so excited because I think I just heard that his new record's coming out in September, and I want to say he's on the Rounder Records roster right now. I don't know that 100%. I feel like I read something about that. Maybe you can verify in the comments below. But Noah, speaking of verification, is that your man crush?
Huh?
You look starry-eyed and dreamy right now.
What was that? What'd you say?
Can you please explain why Billy Strings is your man crush?
I was not prepared for that question. And I'm not sure if I can entirely tell you why.
Why don't you have some more rum and just let loose?
Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I am feeling quite Hawaiian right now. What can I say? I think it's not just his playing. I mean, granted, all the players that you've featured so far are amazing players. But there's also something to, like, when you start to hear about a person's background and their story and where they came from, and when there's elements of their story that you connect with. For example, you told me actually that he had kind of come from a metal background.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's that element, and then like you got his concert T-shirt that one time that has like the skull and had the kind of cool art on it.
Yeah.
So it was all these little things, building up. And then we went and saw him at Pine Creek again when he came back. Yeah. And I was just blown away. I was like mesmerized, and at that instant, I fell in love.
Well, Noah, I actually have proof that we saw him at Pine Creek.
You have proof?
I have proof. So what I'd love to do is just share this quick little video clip of him playing at Pine Creek to prove we were there and prove that Noah actually fell in love.
Heck yeah.
All right, just a little extra dose of Billy Strings for you. Now, we're on to number one. And as I mentioned before, this list is in no particular order of skills, or this is not a competition. These are just 10 flat pickers that I think are doing a great job of ushering in this next generation and doing so in such a fashion where they honor tradition, but also kind of add their own little personal stamp on it. And I think that's a sign of a really a true artist. And this next artist has a wonderful connection to the players of old, the players of new, and I think he does a great job of honoring the tradition of bluegrass, but also taking it to a whole different dimension. Not space like Billy Strings. This is a different dimension. A player that's known for probably their speed and fluidity on the guitar, but also I want to cite his precision, and I want to cite his catering to the tune. And not to mention his flat picking skills. His voice is one that I just am stunned by every single time. I try and imitate it. Noah laughs at me, so I'm not even going to try it here. So I'd love to feature you I'd love to share with you somebody that's been featured on Acoustic Tuesday before, back on episode 26. Yes, none other than Trey Hensley. And I'm just going to let his playing speak for itself. All right, that was the tune Georgia on a Fast Train, actually filmed at the Station Inn with Rob Ickes on dobro. And I have to say, those are two of the most cool people I've ever met. They played at the Acoustic Live Festival back in 2018. We shared a burger together. We shared some Colonel Taylor, which is a great bourbon, by the way, small batch. We joke that it gives you the Colonel strength. Actually, it was Rob, Trey, and Dave, their sound guy, and we just had some fun and picked some tunes. And Trey is one of the most humble, he's an awesome guitar player, but he's also a guitar geek and a music geek. He has it all, and you'd never guess by talking to him. He's just one of the most humble, genuine people. He'll sit and talk gear with you. He'll sit and talk guitars with you. When it comes to playing, he just, like I said, goes into a whole different dimension. So a quick recap of all 10 of our torch-bearing Flatpickers, if I can find my papers. At number 10, Luke Lovejoy. Number 9, Presley Barker. Number 8, Jordi Halma. Number 7, Chris Luquette. Number 6, Chelsea and Grace Constable. Number 5, Courtney Hartman. Number 4, Molly Tuttle. Number 3, Jake Workman. Number 2, Billy Strings. And number 1, Trey Hensley. That's a pretty cool list, isn't it, Mrs. Strings over there?
So I was following along on my own notes over here. Mrs. Strings.
I'm sorry, it came to my mind as I was reading the list, and I thought that'd be funny if I said that. I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect.
You're hilarious.
I'm pushing it, I know. Well, that is my list of 10 torch-bearing Flatpickers. Now, you might be thinking, wait, he didn't mention... Well, don't worry, it's okay. I want to do these top 10 lists more and more on Acoustic Tuesday, and I want your input as well. So if I missed a torch-bearing Flatpicker, please put them in the comments below. If you think you might want a different top 10, say fingerstyle guitarists, blues guitarists, you can put that in the comments as well. I'm always open to your feedback and recommendations. That would be fun if we can keep these top 10s as kind of a tradition here on Acoustic Tuesday. But we are nearly done, Noah. Holy smokes, episode 100 is nearly in the archives, but quickly let's revisit your Guitar Geek trivia question. What date did the very first Acoustic Tuesday episode air? Was it A, January 1st, 2016, B, December 12th, 2017, C, April 14th, 2017, or D, August 29th, 2017? If you answered D, August 29th, 2017, you're absolutely correct. A day that will go down in history, no doubt. The very first Acoustic Tuesday show aired on August 29th, 2017, which ended up being my birthday present that year, since that day happens to be my birthday. Shared with Michael Jackson. Yes, indeed. Ironically, that first episode didn't even have a trivia question, but Acoustic Tuesday episode number 1 featured the artist Dan Tyminski, the Luthier's Mercantile website, which is a wealth of information, a feature article in the Fretboard Journal about Tony Rice's guitar, and none other than Molly Tuttle playing a 1935 Martin 0042. So there you have it. Acoustic Tuesday, episode 100, has been pulled out of the lunch sack in the grade school room. A straw has been stabbed into it, and all of the life-giving juice of Acoustic Tuesday has been sucked out of the juice box. The box has been thrown in the trash. Acoustic Tuesday will go forward to provide many more memories and Guitar Geek moments.
That was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You have a gift.
I was going to go with the cereal box one, but I think I already did that.
I was thinking about, like, you're saying something about the tuna sandwich. The tuna melt has been traded for the peanut butter and jelly.
I love it. Well, we were going to have cake today. I wasn't going to bring that up. Did we bring that up?
We talked about it.
Yeah.
Because we forgot it.
Yeah. And then we were going to have Nutter Butters, but I left those at home.
Or ate the ones that were here.
Yeah, and then I was going to have chocolate-covered macadamia nuts in honor of the 100th episode, but those are gone too. Thanks, Ken. We ate all those. So there you have it. Episode 100.
Wow.
In the books. I can't believe it. And again, I just want to thank you viewers. You all are the most kind, amazing people. And I just have to say one more thing. It's really rare to me to be a part of an online culture that's so positive and so supportive, and an online culture that really wants the best for each individual that's a part of it. So often you go to different chat rooms, different things on YouTube, you look at the comments, and it's just all negative. But you all provide some of the most positive and supportive comments that any guitar geek could ever ask for. So thank you for making this community, this culture, what it is. And with that, let's take a very quick sneak peek into next week to see what's going to happen on Acoustic Tuesday, episode 101. We're going to listen to a fingerstyle great. You're going to learn about a small device that will save your guitar if it has a pickup, and a bearded perspective on the vintage versus new conundrum. something tells me somebody might be returning to the Acoustic Tuesday show, but you're going to have to tune into episode 101 to find out. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for sharing your guitar geekiness with us. Remember, you can catch Acoustic Tuesday every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time here on YouTube. And for your Acoustic Tuesday fix in between Tuesdays, please visit acousticlife.tv, where you can do a deep guitar geek dive into all things Acoustic Tuesday. Anything I've ever mentioned is featured there with additional links, buy links, and all that good stuff. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being a guitar geek. Cheers to you. Cheers to episode 100, and Guitar Geeks Unite. Take care, and we'll see you next Tuesday.